the food? I know it's a bit different to what you usually eat, but did it suit your taste more than you thought?
Yes, it was actually really good. Very different, but delicious.
I didn't want to disturb you while you were eating, but there was one thing I've been dying to ask you, so I waited.
Ah, yes, of course. Ask me anything.
You mentioned your parents ran and owned their own bakery. Well, I was just wondering, did they get many sales? Is it popular? Or is that rude of me to ask?
I'd say they do pretty well, yeah. They make around $10,000 a month.
Oh, really? And does some of that go to paying back any loans?
No, as far as I'm aware, my parents don't have any debt. They've worked hard their whole lives and have never had to borrow anything.
So, how did your parents get into baking? Did they both go to university?
No, my father graduated from high school, but my mom actually dropped out of school. They were both just eager to get out and work for money, so their academic backgrounds aren't the best.
Aha, interesting. I see. It's just most of our family, graduated from pretty prestigious schools. So it's different for us to, mingle with a family that hasn't gotten university-level education. It's interesting to see.
Why is it interesting?
Well, to see the wealth difference between families is interesting enough in itself, don't you think? As you are probably aware, my husband runs a pretty big company that's doing very well. So we've always been pretty well off and, well, of high standards. I'm sure you know this, though, as your future husband is also currently working in the company.
Yes, of course. Nicholas has made me fully aware of all of that and how hard you all work.
Also, not to mention, we've also never been caught up in any debt either. We've always worked hard for our money. And let's just say we've never once had to ask anyone to help us out in that department.
Yeah, I've heard.
What I'm about to say can come off the wrong way, but please see my intentions. It's just I really want Nicholas to marry into a family and marry someone who won't depend on him all too much. Of course, that's because he also has his things he needs to do and he is a busy man. I just wanted to let you know that. Well, since he's now soon to be a married man. Those are my expectations from my daughter-in-law.
I completely understand where you're coming from. And don't worry, that's far from the person I am. My family also have never once had to ask anyone for help financially, and I'm therefore also not the type to depend solely on a man.
I'm glad you said that, because the only reason I agreed to the marriage was because Nicholas told me you were the complete opposite, so I trusted what he was telling me. I just hope you're telling me the truth and being serious with me, because it's a big thing to me.
Yes, of course. I wouldn't lie about that.
Karen! Hello! You aren't going to be the type that's annoying, are you? It's the weekend. I like to zone out on the weekends and not be surrounded by loud people.
Oh, no. All I did was call you. Is that something to be annoyed about? I'll try not to be annoying.
Anyway, you made a good impression on me the first time we met. So much so, I thought we could go out and do something together, just us two. But I hope you aren't too loud, and don't pressure me too much. That's where I draw the line.
That's okay. I'm just happy you approve of me and that you think of me in a good way. That's all that matters. I'll try my best.
Thanks for understanding. Anyway, I heard it was your birthday last month. I felt bad since you are practically my daughter-in-law now and we are family. So I wanted to get you a little something for your birthday. Sorry I couldn't prepare something for your actual birthday. But we didn't even know each other then.
Huh? Really? Oh, it's okay. You don't have to. It's already been in past, so you really don't have to get me anything. Plus, you paid for that meal we had anyway. So to me, that was more than enough of a birthday present. I really enjoyed it. It was delicious.
You're really proving yourself to me the more I get to know you. At least you've got good manners. But since I've suggested it now, please just take my offer.
Ah, of course. Then I have to. But, for next time. As for the gift, please make sure it's something small. I don't need anything big or fancy.
What are you trying to say? Do I look like the type of person that can't afford to buy her daughter-in-law something she wants? Do I look that cheap?
Oh, no, that's not what I meant at all.
Oh, please, stop worrying about it. Just accept the offer. Anyway, I only do luxury shopping. Otherwise, I won't shop. That's the kind of level our family is. So get used to it. Oh, there's a line outside Chanel again today. Come on, let's go wait in it. I don't think it'll take that long.
Huh? Karen, I'm serious. I don't need anything from Chanel.
I thought I told you not to refuse my offer. If you keep refusing, it just makes me feel more awkward. So please just accept it.
Okay.
I'm not sure how long this queue is gonna take, but you're okay to wait in it, aren't you? Don't tell me you're the impatient type. They're the worst. The ones who huff and puff about waiting in line.
Me? I'm patient, don't worry. The only thing I'd be worried about is if we waited too long that your legs would start to hurt.
No, I'm experienced at this. Did you think buying luxury items was easy? I wait around in lines like this all the time. If this is what it takes to get inside and buy something, then I just have to suck it up.
I see. Then I'm okay.
I'm sure for you, though, this is the first time you've had to wait in a line for a store like this. Right?
Yeah. Well, I've never seen a line this long for a store before, no. Plus, I've never had a huge interest in designer items, so maybe that's why.
I expected that after hearing you talk about your family. You don't seem the type of people to be interested in such things. Only people who own a lot of luxury items get joy out of doing things like this. Trust me, once you start daydreaming and people-watching, the line will be gone in no time. This is an experience you won't want to miss. You'll learn more about luxury items, too. So get people-watching. We'll be inside before you know it.
Yes, okay. I trust your word.
So what about your parents? Do they like going shopping or doing these kinds of things?
No, I wouldn't say so. They've definitely never bought anything designer, that's for sure. Or at least I've never seen them with anything designer. Much like me, they don't have much interest in fashion and stuff like that. That's why I'm probably the way I am. Because my parents raised me this way, so I was never going to be interested in something my parents never did.
Oh, most definitely why. They do say kids are the mirror of their parents. But children should definitely learn about all these things. If they only teach them bad things, they end up like you, clueless about the good things in life. I guess your parents weren't able to provide these kinds of luxuries for you.
I'm not quite understanding what you're trying to get at.
Oh, don't worry. I won't explain myself twice. Well, I may as well buy myself something too while we're here. There's no point waiting in the long line just for your present now, is there?
Oh, but Karen, here's…
Yes, I know. Your parents' bakery.
Oh, did you purposely come here knowing that?
Of course. Why would we go anywhere else?
Why didn't you think to mention this to me? If you would have told me, then I would have given my parents a heads up first.
I purposely wanted to make a surprise visit, so it wouldn't have worked if I told you in advance. Right, now let's go in.
Okay.
Welcome. Oh, Amy? Hi, Mom. How come you didn't let us know you were coming?
I didn't expect to come either. It's just me and Karen were out shopping and both wanted a coffee, so thought to stop by here on the way home.
Oh, really? Good choice. You must be Nicholas's mom. Nice to meet you. Amy has told me all about you. I never expected we'd meet like this, while I'm at work. Amy mentioned you owned a bakery, so I purposely added the stop to our itinerary. Nice to meet you too. Our family loves a good cafe. Oh, really? Well, that's good news then. I'll go get you some coffees ready, and some of our homemade cake. I'm sure you'll enjoy. It's on the house. Oh, no, that's okay. I can't not pay. It's not like we're actual in-laws yet, so of course I'll pay. Please no. Just see it as a kind gesture. My thanks for being so kind to my daughter. Please just accept the offer. As long as you enjoy it, that's all that matters to me. As long as you know we didn't come here purposely to eat for free. I'm not that rude. Okay then, if you insist. Today we'll eat for free. Oh, I do really love cake and coffee. But if we could have something savory to try also, that would be nice. If you offer anything of the sort. Of course we do. We make baguettes fresh to order. Okay, so I'll bring out 2 baguettes, some cake, and coffees.
Seems kinda like she came here to try eat for free to me.
Sit wherever you like. The comfortable chairs are over to the right. Your food won't be too long. Sounds perfect. Don't worry too much about trying to impress me.
Karen, let's sit here. These are the nicest seats here.
Is it normal to not have many customers in here at this time?
Yeah. We usually tend to get a couple towards the evening before we close, but midday is pretty dead. Around 3 hours later, it will start picking up again before we close.
Oh, really?
Is it really true that the family are massive cafe lovers?
Why? Don't we look like we go to nice cafes?
No, it's not that. It's just from what Nicholas has said about you. You don't seem like the type that likes to go around trying different cafe foods. He mentioned you like to stick to the same kinds of things. I wouldn't have thought you would have been open to trying a baguette or other cafe's coffee.
Yes, that's usually correct. But of course I have to try out my soon-to-be in-laws cafe now, don't I?
Yeah, of course. And I'm sure it won't disappoint you. My parents put a lot of research and effort into this cafe, so they only serve the best of the best.
I'm excited to try. If it really is that good, then next time I'll have to bring the whole family with me.
How was the coffee and food? Any good?
It was nice, yes. I'd say it's the type of food you'd expect from a cafe that's making an average wage.
What's that supposed to mean?
That it was edible. It tasted okay. If the interior was a bit more fancy and luxurious, then I would have introduced some of my friends to the place. But it seemed a bit too cheap and industrial for my liking. So I think as some constructive criticism, if they were to change that up a bit, they'd do better.
You didn't like the interior?
I'm assuming, though, it would cost too much to just completely change out the interior like that.
Of course there's that, but customers have also complimented the interior. They love the comfortable, calm vibe. My parents have done their research, and that's what people wanted and requested. So they purposely made it look that way.
Yeah, but there's a way to do that kind of vibe while still making it look luxurious. I guess it's all about the money you spend on things. Even the quality of the chairs and tables. But what do I know? If it isn't my style, it isn't my style. All that matters is the customers that go like it. Anyway, Amy.
Yes, exactly. Yeah?
Of course I like you a lot, and I think you're a nice girl. But I don't like being associated with things that are cheap.
Cheap?
What I'm trying to say is, if you're going to become a part of our family, then you need to prepare your parents to also be able to fit in with our lifestyle. For example, their cafe isn't something that would fit in with us and our lifestyle later on.
Huh? I thought we already discussed this. My parents aren't poor. They've never needed to borrow money off anybody for anything they've got.
Okay, but you're speaking of this far. What about making sure that doesn't happen in the future? We don't know what will happen in the future, and I can't risk becoming family with people who have such an unsure future. Who knows? What happens if the cafe goes bankrupt and has to close down? Will they be able to come back from something like that? That's the one thing I'm worried about.
I see what you're getting at. I'm assuming you think if that was to happen that I'd have to depend on Nicholas?
Well, I can't say that the thought hasn't crossed my mind, no.
Please, don't worry. That will never happen. I won't ever make my husband help me or sort out any problems that happen within my family. Don't worry. If anything happens, then I'll help sort the situation. Nicholas won't be involved.
Okay, well, then that's fine. That was my only worry. It's not like I'm wishing for that kind of situation to happen or anything.
Oh, no, of course not.
Oh, also, ask your mom if she's able to make us a cake and some baguettes for takeout.
Why? Do you want to go buy some more?
Yes, but of course not for us to eat. We just ate more than enough food. I just want to promote your family's cafe a bit more. Since I brought the bigger car, I thought we'd be able to fit more than enough stuff in it. I was gonna give some to the company's staff, and of course some to my friends. My friends are mostly people who come from wealth and, have high standards when it comes to food. If they like the food, then it's a win-win for all of us. Your family gets more customers.
Yeah, I understand your intentions. But still, expecting them to give away that much food for free is a bit rude. Plus, they'll be preparing for their rush hour, so they won't have time.
Well, then why don't you go in there and pack some up yourself? Surely you'd want to help me out. Why are you being like this?
Thanks for the thought. I appreciate it, but I won't be able to support that, sorry. If you let us know in advance, I'll speak to my parents and try get something sorted for you. But for today, let's just leave it there.
Okay. Make sure you don't forget that.
I won't, don't worry.
Hello?
Hi, honey.
What's wrong? Why do you sound so down? Are you sick?
No, I'm not sick.
Then what's wrong? Clearly something's up.
Yeah, something is.
What's happened?
Me and your mom spent some bonding time together today.
Today? This afternoon?
Yeah, this afternoon.
Ah, so the reason you couldn't see me today was because you were spending time with my mom? Why didn't you tell me? I thought you were hiding something from me.
I don't know. She made it out like she didn't want me to mention anything to you. Well, I got that vibe anyway.
Did she? Really? That's strange. You still should have told me. Why did my mom even ask you to meet up?
I told you, to spend some bonding time together.
What bonding time?
Well, she said bonding time, but I felt it was more like she was weighing up whether I'd be a good daughter-in-law or not.
Why'd you think that? What happened?
She said she really wanted to go sit somewhere for coffee and that she knew somewhere that was supposed to be good. Next thing I know, we're outside my parents' cafe without any prior warning.
Oh no, really? Crystal must have been really taken aback by that.
Yeah, of course she was. But you should have seen my face when I realized where she was taking us.
So what happened? Did you just have some coffee and leave? Or did she say something out of order?
She didn't say anything that bad, but I just got the feeling like she thinks our family isn't good enough for yours.
Huh? Why? What's not good enough?
She's worried about the potential of the cafe. And if it was to fail, what would happen? Worried that if anything was to happen to my family, that we'd all depend on you to help us get out of the situation.
Ah, I see. My mom's always worrying about those sorts of things. You know, things people don't really think about. Try not to stress about it too much.
How can I not stress about it? I'm worried my parents will overhear her saying something like that and get hurt by it.
Okay. I'll mention to my mom about it and tell her to stop worrying about silly things like that. If my mom asks to meet up again, then just don't go next time. Try to think of an excuse. Say you're busy or something, okay?
Do you think this marriage is even going to work out? Your mom is always saying how nice and kind I am, but sometimes her behavior is telling me she thinks the complete opposite.
I'm sorry about all this. You shouldn't have had to have that talk with her by yourself. How about we go visit your parents' cafe together next weekend? I'll personally apologize to them for my mom's behavior. What about if I get them a gift or something to make up for it? I'm sure they'll like it. Oh, also, we need to start thinking about setting a wedding date.
There's no need to apologize for anything. Your mom didn't do anything to them personally. Wedding date?
Okay, well, at least that's one good thing. If something like this happens again, then make sure you tell me. Don't deal with it all by yourself. We need to get this wedding date sorted ASAP, as we want to start preparing for the wedding, right? That way my mom can't get involved anymore.
You're right. Thanks, honey. I appreciate it.
That's okay. Let's meet up soon and talk about it more then. Enjoy your Saturday at home. So, what do you all think of the restaurant? It's somewhere I've been quite a lot and couldn't wait to bring you all here. Yes, it's amazing, Karen. Thank you for bringing us here. From the looks of things, you both have an eye for luxurious things, including this restaurant. I'm glad you're a fan of the restaurant, Crystal. But by the looks of it, the children seem to let you know the name of the restaurant a bit too late. Huh? What do you mean? Well, I've never seen someone come to this kind of restaurant dressed like that. Oh, is there something wrong with the way we're dressed? It's just there's a lot of people here, and you're coming to meet us for the first time as a family before getting married. I would have thought you'd at least try to wear something more fitting for the occasion. Maybe a proper dress suited for a restaurant of this caliber. You look more like you're going to lie around on your sofa at home. Mom, there's no need for that.
Oh, I'm sorry about my wife. I don't know why she's so abrupt with things sometimes. That's just her personality. Ignore her.
What? It's not like I said something wrong. This restaurant is for people to dress up nice and eat luxuriously for the night. Not for some cafe owners to turn up dressed in their leisure clothes. Can't you see you stand out? Don't you think you're being a little harsh? Harsh? Don't you think your parents are in the wrong for turning up to a place like this in those kinds of clothes? Mom, why are you being like this? Stop. That's okay. It's better for her to be honest than lie to us, I guess. Do you really not like the clothes we're wearing? Yes, but I guess it's not your fault, since all you've done is work in a cafe all your life. You've never experienced something so luxurious before. But unfortunately, in order to fit in with our kind of family, you need to make some sort of effort with how you present yourself. I'd suggest first off by buying some kind of designer item. That would be a good start. We're practically a match made in hell. Karen, don't you think you're being a bit personal now? I don't think so. I just thought I'd help your parents out, since they clearly don't know about any of this. Why didn't you think to tell them beforehand? Or is that something you poor people don't seem to get? Common etiquette. I should have realized from the moment you told me your parents run a cafe. I should have given up hope on the wedding from the start. I knew you'd manipulate my son and try get him to agree on a wedding date. Manipulate him? Yes, acting like you're all that while fooling us. You even tried to fool us until the end, to the point you and my son almost got married. I guess I needed to be embarrassed here in order to make sure we never become in-laws with people like you ever again.
Karen, would you please stop? What kind of behavior is this?
Why are you only yelling at me? Am I the only one that's getting bad vibes off these people? Is their fault they turned up like they did, smelling of roasted coffee and bread? What have I done wrong other than point out the obvious?
Karen, I think this has all gotten a bit too personal now. Okay, I won't get married to Nicholas if that's what you want. But before I agree to that, I want an apology from you. Apologize right now to me and also my parents for all the insults you just threw at us.
Why should I apologize for saying the truth? Are you trying to blackmail me? Who do you think you are, speaking to an elder like that?
Listen up, Karen.
What now?
I've bitten my tongue this whole time you've been talking badly about us. Because if it's involving us, then I'm not that bothered and can get over it. But you yelling at my daughter is where I draw the line. And I'm not going to sit back and watch it happen.
Okay then. So what are you gonna do about it? Did you really think you could worm your way into our family in order to make sure your business would be safe if it was to fail? Don't you think I realize what you're all trying to do?
Okay. And what if our business was to outgrow yours and start doing better than yours? Then would you finally shut up about it?
Crystal, don't you think you should threaten me over something a bit more realistic? Let's be real. All I can do is laugh at that kind of comparison, as it's never going to happen.
I find it funny that you can't believe what I'm saying is true. It's not even like you own or run the company yourself. You just happen to get married to someone who worked hard to get where he is. Yet you're the most stuck-up one in the whole family. It doesn't make much sense. Interesting, even.
Are you trying to be sarcastic? I don't think you can blame me for not wanting to take advice from someone who earns only $10,000 a month running a silly little cafe.
I didn't think you were like this. But now I've realized your standards. I don't think there's any reason for us to sit here and talk much longer. Let's just act like this never happened and they were never going to get married. I won't even change my mind if you got down on the floor and begged me to. I hope you know that.
Get on my knees and beg you? Who? Me? Now why would I ever do that? Get on my knees and beg for my son to marry into a family like yours? If you're gonna leave, then please hurry up. The food will be coming out soon. I'm worried if you were to smell such expensive food, it would tempt you to stay.
Mom, stop it. You're ruining everything. Crystal, Matthew, I'm sorry about my mom. I'll apologize on her behalf.
Nicholas, why would you apologize? Don't you realize if you get involved with a family like that, then you're signing up to ruin your whole life? I've given you everything you've needed in life. Don't you embarrass me like this.
Crystal, Amy, wait, please, let me explain.
Nicholas, where do you think you're going?
Karen, follow me outside too. I want to speak to you about this kind of behavior.
Ugh, why? What now? What have I even done wrong? Why is nobody taking my side? I thought we were family. You will all be thanking me for this later, I tell you.
Crystal, please come back inside and let's talk about this. Please. There's no need for you to take what my mom said to heart. She's always been like that. Well, if you have no thoughts about cutting your mom off, then I don't think I can give my permission for this marriage to go ahead. Why would I ever send my precious daughter to a family with that kind of woman as her mother-in-law?
I'm not her mother-in-law. I think you're getting a bit ahead of yourself. I never even gave her the impression that I wanted to be her mother-in-law anyway. Not only that, how dare you say I'd be a bad mother-in-law? What about me sending my poor son to marry into a family like yours? Poor cafe owners. Well, we own a huge company.
This is the first time in my life I've ever had to deal with something like this. I get a few obnoxious customers in my cafe sometimes, but you've managed to beat them all. I don't know what to even say to you anymore.
Obnoxious? How dare you call me that?
Ugh, Mom, please just stop it. The only person ruining my life and future now is you, Mom. You're ruining everything. Driver, where are you? We're just outside the restaurant and need picking up.
I don't know who you think you're kidding. The subway is that way if you didn't know already. Or if you're taking a taxi, just yell taxi. There's no need to pretend like you've got your own driver.
Ugh, do you ever stop? You're giving me a headache. I need to go get a massage after that awful dinner. There's a nice one on Rodeo Drive, Amy. Let's go.
I'll meet you there in a bit, Mom.
Amy, please, let's just go. You don't need to bother with these kinds of people. The longer you spend with them, the worse you'll become. Trust me.
Wait, whose car is that and why are you getting in it? That's the car I saw earlier when I came into the restaurant. There's only a few of them in the country so far.
Mom, get going first. I'll message you later when I'm on my way there.
Yeah, okay. Message me.
Wait a second. Are you just gonna ignore me?
Hey, listen here.
Hey!
Haven't you caught on yet?
What do you mean?
I told you that my parents had started a company from when they were young. That's why their educational background isn't the best. They worked extra hard and bought lots of land in Los Angeles, which was farming land at the time. But who would have known that the land would have made them rich in years to come?
What do you mean they own land?
Also, the building the bakery is in is also my dad's building. All of it. Even the part that the private hospital is renting off us.
You've got to be kidding me. Stop lying. That's not your family's land or property.
Whether you believe me or not is none of my business. I'm not explaining myself anymore. Since we're basically strangers now, there's no need for me to sit here and tell you my whole family's life story.
What's going on? I've been fooled! Then why did they turn up in such cheap clothes? Where was all the luxury and designer items? Were you trying to trick us on purpose?
Luxury items. Since you brought it up, there's something I've been wanting to ask you, actually. Are you sure you only ever buy the real thing? Because by the looks of things, you like to mix and match real items with fake.
Fake? I don't wear fake.
I didn't want to bring it up. Well, because I didn't want to hurt your feelings. But anyone can see that the watch you're wearing is fake.
How is this fake? I received it as a gift. It isn't fake.
That's a knockoff version of the watch. Just because it looks similar doesn't mean it is. There's been plenty of scandals around about people being scammed with the fake version.
What? Don't be so ridiculous.
And as I'm aware, you like to go to department stores to shop a lot, don't you? Well, I forgot to mention that time that because my mom is VIP in most department stores in LA, we never have to wait in any of the queues outside the store. Plus, my mom is only the type to buy luxury items to give away as gifts. She doesn't tend to buy things to wear herself.
Why are you telling me all of this now? You fooled me this whole time!
I haven't fooled you. I just never felt the need to show off the fact that I have money. Unlike you. Thinking about it now, I'm glad I never mentioned any of this. As we've seen your true colors. I dodged a bullet. I almost had you as a mother-in-law. That would have been awful. I'd never have been able to tell anyone who my mother-in-law was. I'd have been too embarrassed.
Honey, I get that you're angry, but still. You shouldn't fight fire with fire, and two wrongs don't make a right. Plus, she's older than us.
If she's older, then maybe she should act her age. And the fact you're still sticking up for your mom during all of this just shows what kind of person you are, too. I'm glad I found all of this out before agreeing to get married.
Amy, come on. Don't be like this. It's all just been a big misunderstanding. Shall we set another date? I think we've all gotten a bit heated, and I was unaware of the whole situation. If I'd have known, it would have been completely different. I think now we've all had a breather, we can all talk calmly together. Do you think you can call your parents here again?
No, that's not going to work, I'm afraid. My parents are people who judge people off their personalities and who they are as people. So I think they prefer if I was to meet someone who treated people with a little bit more respect. And I think you should meet someone similar to you, too.
But I didn't mean it. I was only acting that way because I had no idea. You shouldn't have blindsided me like that.
Karen continued to try contact me constantly following the incident. After finding out my family's financial situation, she really regretted her behavior and was basically begging us to forgive her. She even tried turning up to my parents' bakery one time, claiming that the coffee and cake she had there before was the best she'd ever had in her life. Bearing in mind she'd already told me that the food was average and that my parents smelt of coffee and sandwiches. She even once gathered all of her friends and brought them to the cafe, claiming it was her in-laws' cafe. My mom told her to never come to the cafe again in front of everybody there. I'm suspecting she's spending most of her nights regretting what she did and being disappointed in herself for ruining her son's chance at a good marriage.
Oh, my in-laws! Crystal, Amy! Hello!
Huh? In-laws?
Oh, come on! You're still not being stubborn about the whole thing that happened, are you?
Stop pretending like you know us, please.
Please, 1 second.
What now?
You've clearly come here to shop too, so why don't we at least try and get along?
Mom, come on. Let's just go. We don't need anything from here anyway.
You have to wait in line. Where are you going? I'll give you my space in line. Here, look, take my space. Stand here.
Amy, stay here a second. I won't be long. I'll just go collect it and I'll be straight out.
Okay, no worries, Mom.
You need to wait here. There's a line.
I thought I already told you this before. My mom is VIP, so doesn't have to wait in any lines. She can just walk right in.
Ah, I thought you were joking. Was that really true? It's my first time ever meeting a VIP for this store. That's amazing! How did she ever manage to get that?
And I'm assuming you're waiting in line just to window shop and leave without anything again. Like always. You're probably just memorizing different designs you saw in store and go home to buy the fake version.
Why are you bringing that up again? I already told you I don't do that. I have enough money to buy myself something if I want. Just because you've got money too doesn't give you the right to look down on me.
I'm just doing the same thing you did to us before. But now the shoe's on the other foot, you don't like it, do you? Does it make you feel bad?
Are you trying to make me angry?
I'd like to see you try. I'll just call the security over and let them deal with it. After all, we're VIPs and you're not. So unless you want to end up all on social media for being known as a Karen, I suggest you stop. So have fun waiting in this line. And stop calling my mom your in-law. She doesn't like it. If you carry on, I'll make sure you'll never be able to show your face in this department store again.
Did you really think that would stop me getting angry?
Yes, because you seem to care the most about what other people think of you. As for me, it would make my life easier if you were to get angry, as then it will be easier to get you removed from the premises. So, go on. Yell. Yell at me.
You're setting me up!
Come on, Amy. All done. Let's go.
Good timing, Mom.
What were you both talking about?
Oh, just that if she didn't want to end up all over social media as a Karen, then she should just wait in line quietly like the rest of the customers.
What's the point in trying to tell her that? It's like talking to a brick wall. She won't take anybody's advice.
Yeah, I know. As you can probably tell, she didn't listen.
I can hear you both talking about me!
Oh no, I almost forgot. Here, the gift you got me for my birthday. You can have it back. I don't need it.
What? Keep it! I gave it to you as a gift.
I think you need it more than me, so just take it back.
Why on earth would you even accept that as a gift, Amy? I thought we didn't do that in our family.
Yeah, I know. After I accepted it, I felt bad and never really used it. I felt a burden every time I went to put it on.
This is why I told you that you should meet people similar to us and similar to you. You shouldn't be forced into accepting things you don't want.
Yeah, I know, Mom. And from now on, that will be the case. I'm only going to meet genuine, good people from now on. I can't end up in the same situation as before.
Right. Let's stop wasting time and go now, Princess. Ugh. She basically is a princess. They're clearly very rich. My son could have become a prince. Their money plus ours. We would have been unstoppable. The economic power we would have had. Oh, I've made a mistake. A big mistake. Should I really take this back and get a refund? It doesn't look like it's been used at all. And I could do with getting that money back for something else.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, click the notification bell, and subscribe to see more content.